I bet you have at least one dream that you have buried really deep inside you just because you think that it will never come true. And if you don't believe in yourself and in your dreams, then eventually, yeah, they will never come true. So it's time to change that. Hey everybody, my name is Odysseas Koutsoupis, or you can call me Coach Odi, and welcome back to another great video. Of course, throw a like, a comment down below what dream you have buried deep inside you. Follow and subscribe, as always, whatever platform you're seeing this through, it's always highly appreciated. So when I was 13, 14 years old, I had already started watching old school hip hop music video clips with the Chevrolet Impalas and Miami movies and Latin America movies, and everybody had a Cabrio, and I had really started liking those cars. And at some point I saw a Greek music video clip, and the song was called Cabriolet, and basically the whole video clip was around the Cabrio car. And at that point I said, yeah, that's it, like that's my dream from now on. I really want to own a Cabrio at some point, and I had really started visualizing about that, me driving the Cabrio, going to the beach with some friends, having the wind hit you because it's an open car, and having the sun, and all these cool vibes in the experience. And like it was an amazing moment. I can remember that now, and it's been like 7 years, but it was a great feeling. But then something that happens to most people, and happened to me as well, is that reality hits you and you start trying to rationalize everything. And I say that at that moment, oh, you know what, to own a Cabrio, maybe you want what, 30, 40,000, or at least the ones that I was watching at that point, 30, 40,000 euros. And I had already started working as a waiter, and I was earning 3 euros per hour. So, making the maths, it didn't really make sense. I had to work like for multiple years without, wasting not even a penny, and getting all the money for the Cabrio. And maybe I would get that if I was 30, 40. It's a disaster, nobody in my family has ever owned a Cabrio, so maybe it's not something that's meant to be for me. And I don't know anyone that has a Cabrio, and maybe that's something only the rich people do. I had all these kind of thoughts in my brain, and that's normal because you are trying to make sense with the numbers of today. But what I was supposed to do, and I recommend you watching that now, is that trying to make sense with the numbers that you will have in the future, because your future self is the one that's going to be capable to, accomplish the goal and, make the dream come reality. So I didn't know that back then. So, I got really disappointed. Just, the dream faded out, and I forgot that. So fast forward when I was like 18 and a half, when I started my online business here, I started working with people that had higher standards, and they were achieving more in life than what most people did that were around me until that point. And I remember, like, I think last summer, a friend and my coach in this online business, Apostolis, at some point got his Mercedes SLK, and was a Cabrio. And at that point, the dream became more real than ever, because it was the first time someone in my inner circle actually had a Cabrio. I got into the car as a passenger, and I got all the vibes and the feelings that I was visualizing when I was a kid. And at that point, it was not anymore a fantasy. It was something that was obtainable, because people around me were already making it. And I was already in a good stage of my life. I had already moved out, I was living on my own, I already had a car. It wasn't a Cabrio, but I was independent. I already went to Dubai for the first time, so I was earning more than 2,000-3,000 per month. So life was going well. I wasn't in the same state making 3 euros per hour. And at some point last October, November, again, another person in our business community, he knew that I was looking to get a new car, and he told me, I heard that you're looking for a car, right? And I said, yeah. He says, do you want mine? I'm selling it. And he had a Porsche Boxster Cabrio, and at that point it was like heaven on earth, just because all the things that I used to think that they were impossible, now they weren't only possible, they were just something that was around the corner. So yeah, I got it, and it was something that the first time I drove it, like, I remember all the feelings that I had as a dream. Now it was actually all the visualization that I was making was in my hands, and the visualization came true. And it was really something a really important moral lesson for me. And the moral lesson is this. So in my story, one of the basic things that was holding me back from thinking that, you know, at some point I would get a Cabrio, and you know, I got it when I was like 19, and when I was 14 I thought I will get it when I will be 40 or 30. You know, it's just because if you don't have anybody around you that keeps remind you that it's possible, just because it's a standard for them and everybody around you is on the same low level, probably your brain will automatically think that, you know, us the tiny people, you know, we are not meant about this. It's only for those people, those, you know, on the other side. But what really worked for me, and I think it will really work for you as well, is get myself in a place that what I thought that was impossible, that it's, you know, it's a standard, it's something mainstream. So if, for example, you want to get a private jet, if you are hanging out with 10 people and 8 of them have a private jet, then actually it's not really, you know, fantasy anymore or imaginary or something that, you know, you can't really obtain, because you see that in your daily life and it seems like something normal. But what I saw in my story, and it's really important, is that you firstly need to block out all the limiting beliefs that, you know, tell you, oh, you can't make it, or you can't do that, or whatever. Because if you don't 100% believe that you can do that, you won't put your 100% efforts to go and obtain that. So let's say that you want to travel the world, but if you don't really think that you can do that, you won't, you know, stay late until night, you know, wake up early in the mornings, work as hard as possible just to go and get the money to travel all the world, because you think that it's not something obtainable. That's the same with your physics. So if you are going to the gym and you think that I will never lose my, you know, extra weight and I will be fat forever, then you don't have the motivation to keep going, because you think that's a waste of time. So that's the same with everything in our life. So if you really have people around you that they keep reminding that it's possible, whatever you think that is something imaginary, they remind you that it's possible because they do that, then at that point it becomes something normal for you, and it's something that you can actually put your sweat and tears and extra effort and your hard work to go and move step by step towards your goal. And just remember, and it's really, really important, that people that keep telling you that it's not possible, you know, it cannot be done, usually that's their excuse and their defense system, because they don't think that they are capable, and instead of saying, you know, I can do that, it says it can be done. And my answer to that, maybe you can do that, but I can. Let me show you. And I just go and put the effort and the hard work to go and do that, because I'm trying to make myself and my people around me proud. So do the same thing. Tag 2 of your friends in this video that really need to hear about that, because a lot of people, and probably you and your friends, maybe have dreams that you forgot them just because you think that they are not possible, and just because you think that, you know, it's not for me. But if it's not for you, then who is it for? So again, throw a like, a comment down below with what dream you have buried inside all this time, but you are starting to get that in the surface back. And again, throw a follow, a subscribe, whatever platform you're seeing this through, and I will see you on the next one.